lot has been done within the education sector. Employment of 56,000 teachers, those are Kenyans, and there's still a further focus to employ up to 116,000 teachers. Number two, delocalization was abolished. Number three, CBC has been reviewed extensively to address the concerns of Kenya. And the other day, a circular was issued by the PS, Ministry of Education, that is going to reduce the number of learning areas from 14 to 9 for junior secondary, and subsequently reduce from the rest of the levels of learning. That is going to rationalize, to pitch down the content and to address the concerns of Kenyans. And therefore, come January, grade 8, the new class will be taught on a completely new, different curriculum framework that is manageable and that teachers are able to deliver quite effectively. And number four, the president has directed resumption of promotion of teachers through direct and indirect. So fundamentally, Kenya Kwanza administration has done a lot within the delivery of education, particularly in terms of addressing teachers' concern, because teachers are central and fundamental. Within the sector, a lot has been done in terms of realigning the financing of education to free Kenyan households from paying fees on the absolute, targeting ECD, basic education and senior secondary, and even the new funding model at the universities and at the TVET. So as we bury one of the greatest teachers, we also recognize the great work that government has done, and done with education. The new year, January, you've asked about even the medical care. I think there are 5 pillars of development of Kenya Kwanza. One of them is universal health coverage, which has been unveiled with 4 acts. An act of number 1, improvement of primary health care facilities, that is dispensaries. Once the dispensaries are fully operational, any Kenyan can be treated for free, whether you are a student in a school or not. And we know all the primary health care facilities are close to schools. The SHI for inpatient, that has been remodeled to put on board more Kenyans, and Kenyans, the indigents who cannot pay, will be paid for by the government through the budget process. Like at the moment, all critical illnesses are not covered by insurances, and it is left as a burden to households and families. So fundamentally, the new act on covering critical illnesses is going to ensure that all Kenyans suffering from whatever illness are properly catered for. And then lastly, the act on facility improvement. So those 4 different acts within the healthcare service sector will ensure that Kenyans who are paying taxes are treated for free and treated well in all facilities. And that is a key achievement that the president is pursuing. We are all pursuing, and it shall be done. It will be done. Those who don't want to see are either blind or they don't want to see it. So we and the work of the president, figures are very clear. Inflation has dropped from 9 to 6.8%, meaning Kenyans can live more comfortably than they were a year before. And within this 1 year, through the injection of fertilizer subsidies, there is plenty of food in the country, and farmers are able to work with low-cost input to produce food. So those are indicators which you cannot push away, and those are fundamental facts. The economy is growing at 5.4% GDP. Those are figures from Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, and Kenya has been rated 29th fastest growing economy in the world, meaning we are headed in the right direction, and the president has chosen a difficult route, but which is going to recover this country, and the country is recovering. And we don't think the president is going to drop the script on what he committed and signed with Kenyans. Remember, the president signed 47 charters for all the 47 counties, and are already, for those of us who believe in this country, and who want to see the economy change, and who want to see poverty offloaded from Kenyans, what the president is doing is right. And those naysayers, Kenyans will give the president a clean bill of health in 2027, and I am sure he will be re-elected earliest in the morning to complete his second term and conclude the legacy of transforming this country. We must remove the economy from a few thugs in this country and transfer it to the majority of hustlers and poor Kenyans. And we want to give the country back to the people of Kenya. And the president is so committed. So those who are trying to cast aspersions and behave like doubting Thomases, let them wait. We are not going to talk. The president will walk. People will see results. Kenya is now rated, Nairobi is rated as 9th most favorable country to visit in the world. Those are indicators of a good country. The country inapona, nchi inapona. Na ikipona watu wakubali nchi inapona. Na rais mwenyewe anafanya kazi na timu yake na sisi zote katika serikali. And finally, the biggest decision by the president to make Kenya a free visa entry country is going to transform the country, particularly in tourism. For a country to do well, it must receive the number of tourists, 50% of the population. So if we have 50 million Kenyans, we ought to be receiving 25 million tourists. And with that is a big service industry, and one tourist employs 6 people. So with the abolition of visa restrictions and making Kenya a free visa country, we expect more tourists. We expect a more vibrant tourist industry. We expect more hotels to be built in the country. We expect more businesses. We will even have agro-tourists who will be coming to see the factories and how tea is grown. And vijana wetu hapa vitongochini will get jobs. So we want to change this country in a shorter time. We are not waiting for 2032. We will only do a midterm review in 2027 and see what has not been done. And then it's completed in the balance of 5 years. The bottom-up economic transformation agenda as contained in the president's plan of the plan, with all the pillars. Number 1, reforming agriculture. Number 2, supporting the micro, small, medium enterprises. Number 3, the ICT and strengthening ICT superhighway in the country, and particularly establishing ICT hubs in every ward, which will be funded through CDF, is going to enable young Kenyans, wherever they are, at the ward level, to get employment on internet and be able to earn a living. And then number 4, housing. Hiyo itafanyika. Hata kuwe na kesi miangabi kwa kotini. The housing is a future settlement model here in Kenya. And it is the next big economic activity that is going to employ many youths, the plumbers, the designers, the masons, the carpenters, the painters, the electricians. Kwani watafanya kazi wapi if we don't open up these particular facilities? And this is going to help the young employed Kenyans from the rigors of building their own homes. It is easier to acquire a home. This is what we call affordable housing. So the young Kenyans, whether teachers, professionals, accountants, and who are entering active employment, will be able to acquire houses without acquiring loans from their circles to build houses. So this model shall have built houses for the next generation of Kenyans so that they can use the little resources to do other things in their lives and also build the economy. So I can assuredly tell Kenyans that the president is on the right track, the country is on the right track, the figures are clear. Kenya now is a global interest, and we are doing very well on the international scene and opening up Kenya for the world.
Thank you.